Hey guys, this is Eric. I would like to show you some tricks that I do with my budgeting, and this is something I thought about when someone asked me about what do I actually do when I do the budgeting on my personal budget. So I can't explain to him, but I think it didn't make sense when I was trying to explain it. So I am going to show you this video so you could see what I actually do, just to help out. If it does help out, I'm not really sure, but I hope it did. I used the one called Trendline. Trendline is a line that shows a general direction. So in Excel, you do have this feature called Trendline. Now, I'm going to give you an example of a chart. I have two data here. I call them PV and AC. Now, PV is basically the planned value. It's a term used by project managers. It's basically the budget. And as you can see here in my example, I messed up on budgeting, so I had a lot of zeros. And the AC is the actual cost, and as you can see, some of them are pretty much higher than the planned value, than the budget. So basically, I don't do my budget every day, which I wanted to, but I cannot do that every day. So anyway, so I do this like once a week now, every time I have some big changes in my budget. And basically the question now is, to my budget, is how am I doing with my expenses, basically. So I wanted to know if I'm doing well or am I doing bad. How would I know, basically? How would you know that you're doing well or you're doing bad? Someone would say, well, if you're spending more than your budget, you're doing bad. Well, for me, I would like to know in general, how am I doing? Now, when you use the word general, that's when the trend line comes in. So I made a chart of of one of my expenses. This is not my daily expenses. This is just one of the items that I have or account on my budget. And so this one is the planned value, and this is the actual cost, which is this color. I'm colorblind, so I'm not sure what color is that. I think it's red. So in this color, in this budget, you would see that you won't see any pattern. In general, you can see it's really bad. It's really bad, but what are you going to do? How are you going to change your budget? How much? So I could not answer that by just looking at this. So I have to use the trend line. How do I use that? So I select the actual cost. I right click on it. I click on add trend line. That's what I want. Now, if you look in here, there's a new line added. So I'm gonna go change that. Let's make it color orange. Let's make it thicker. I usually make it the dots. So in here you would see there's a linear trend line already selected. That doesn't help me. It does, but it's not what I want. What I want is something that tells me a pattern. I don't see any pattern. If it's just a straight line going up, for me that's not a pattern. So I have to select which trend line that shows up something. So exponential doesn't do anything. It's just like curving to the right, up. So that's not it. I don't know what's this one, logarithmic. I don't know. It's pretty much the same as the exponential. Polynomial. It's almost pretty much all the same. The moving average, it could help for some data, but not on this one. I don't like this one. So what I did is, Okay, if we use moving average, you can actually change the period, and you would see it's kind of doing the average, but still not what I want. So I use polynomial. I just change the order to number 5. In here I do see a pattern when I do that. If I use 2, it doesn't show anything. 3, 4, no, 5. If we go 6, it goes to wavy. So it's not a pattern I'm looking for. So I go with 5. So with 5 in here, polynomial trend line, I could see that my pattern is going up, and then sometime on November and this January this year, it kind of goes down, and then it goes up again. So in here I could see that I have a pattern of spending more, and my pattern is going up. Now that's a big help for me. That's how I make decision. So if my pattern is going up, and it's between $30 and $20, for this account, I would say I would expect that my next expenses would be somewhere between 40 and 30, probably within 3 months. So if you can see the direction, which we call trend line in Excel, you would know, you can have an expectation on your budget, and you could adjust your budget about that. So that's what I use with my budgeting. I got the data. That data is confusing. So what do? I chart it. The chart is confusing. So what do I do next? I create a trend line. Then I could see what's going to happen. Then I can make my decisions upon that. So that means in this pattern that I see, I have to increase my budget, my planned value, for the next 3 months or so, probably about $5 more based on this data. So that's what I do on my budget. This is a complicated process that everybody does not have to do, but which I do, because I learned all these skills, I learned all this knowledge from my courses that I took when I was taking my master's degree. And of course I want to help it. I want to apply that to my personal uses too. So this is one of the applications I'm using it too. So it helps on decision making. So if you use this in a company wide, this will be a big help. If you are the one in charge of the budget, if you're like a project manager, you're in accounting, you need to use the trend line. The trend line tells you what to do. I mean, it tells you what direction, and then you can make your decision based on that. So yeah, so that's all, guys. Thanks for watching.